So this is another meditation video. This time I'd like to meditate on mortality. Your mortality, okay? You're not immortal, okay? You may be living in a biological body, whether you are, handicapped or not. You're still living in a physical body that will over time degrade, okay? It will age over time, and it behooves you to actually, try your best to build memories that will last a lifetime, because memories last longer than material possessions, okay? And I've spoken about this in previous videos. And this is just to convince you more that traveling is therapy. Traveling is what men are supposed to do, okay? Men in the past, especially American men, were conquerors, okay? They were travelers. They sailed, okay? They went everywhere. They traveled widely. I know some white people who live in the Philippines when I was growing up there in the 90s. I know some black people who live in the Philippines in the 90s as well, okay? And they were Americans, all right? They were Americans, black and white, okay? So I definitely know. I mean, those people are not rich. They're not the 1%, okay? They just have enough money, to live on a monthly basis, either from a pension, from when they served in the military, or from, from their job that they applied to, like a contract job or something like that, an overseas job. You still have to qualify for something like that, but there's others who are retired, okay, living on a pension, this and that. But I'm not trying to convince you to move to the Philippines or move to Thailand or move to Southeast Asia or anywhere. What I'm trying to tell you is, you are mortal. Your time is limited, man. My time is limited and your time is limited. So why not travel now, okay? You got the means to travel, you got the money to travel. Take 2 weeks, take 3 weeks, or take, 1 week. Somewhere, okay? Somewhere, take a break from the insanity that is America, okay? Dude, there's so many things that are happening right now. The earthquakes, the coronavirus, Trump being impeached, okay? Do you think we're not being affected by that? We're still humans, man. We're still humans out here. We're still bipedal hominids, if you don't want to like the term humans. Bipeds, hominids, or Homo sapiens sapiens, okay? If you want to be all fancy, anthropologic and biological like that. Biologically anthropologic, if you want to, say it, that way. Still walking on 2 legs, okay? Still living in here on planet Earth. And man, it's freaking boring, actually, quite boring. It's if you're just stuck in one place, right? It gets old, man. It gets freaking old. This is why, there should be a reason for you to travel, because once you get older, in your 40s, your 50s, you may get sick in the hospital. You may get stuck in the hospital. You may get a stroke, you may get a fucking heart disease, God forbid you don't, okay? I'm not wishing, evil to anybody. I'm not wishing bad luck to anybody. But we've seen what happened to Kobe Bryant recently, right? Guy is 41 years old, had kids, okay, riding with his daughter on that helicopter. I don't know why they flew up there still, man. It's cloudy as fuck, it's cloudy as fuck up here. California, okay? I live about 1.5 hours away from Kobe Bryant, okay? They live in Calabasas. So depending on, I tend to drive fast. Some people, they say, oh, it's 3 hours away. No, it's 1.5 hours away because you're old. It really depends on who you ask, you know, for information. But for me, the way I drive is like 1.5 hours, okay? And then tomorrow I'm gonna go on that place, you know, the consulate general, to apply for my second passport, so the Philippine passport, you know. So it is what it is, man. So, you know, what really surprised me was it's really cloudy up here, and the planes were ordered not to fly today, okay? I'm not talking about the airport, I'm just talking about locally. Like people who are like flying for, you know, for fun and things like that. As far as Ventura County and, you know, the whole entire California. But the thing is, you know, they announced a hurricane warning, like I think like last week or something like that. So, you know, it means that there's still clouds up here, and, you know, the winds, Santa Ana winds, you know. I know Santa Ana is like the other direction, but the thing is, you know, if the weather is bad, okay, the weather is bad, there shouldn't be any reason for a helicopter to fly, okay? If it's windy, even if it's a freaking slight wind, okay? I know personally helicopter pilots not wanting to go fly the helicopter, because when I was serving in the military, I was flying in from Kuwait. It was Kuwait to Iraq, you know, Kuwait to Iraq, and vice versa, okay? So we're up there like going on a break, you know, something like that. And actually it wasn't a break, it was on the way out. The way out is a deployment back to the US, okay? So we got like it was like 5 hour, you know, no, it was more than that. Something like 8 hour delay or something. So we're up there freaking just waiting, you know, forever for this freaking helicopter to freaking fly us back. But it's windy as hell. The helicopter pilot didn't want to fly, you know. And then the wind like went down, like, you know, it stopped for a little bit, and then the helicopter pilot still wanted to wait one more day until the winds are actually gone and shit, you know. So it is what it is, man. It is what it is, you know. So, you know, there should be an investigation on what happened, okay? And you should know what will happen soon, you know. In the news, they'll come up with something up there. So travel, man, travel, you know, you never know. So you just seen what happened, right? So Kobe, you know, rest in peace. So you see what I'm saying? It's, you could be in your best health. Can you imagine that? Like an NBA player, okay? All-star NBA player, making millions, okay? Possibly in the billions now, if you add all his savings, okay? When he started playing, if you saved up all that money, okay? Then, you know, in just one day, okay, the day haven't even ended yet, everything, boom, it is gone. And even his daughter is gone. So you see what I'm saying? And I told you in a previous video, I've seen, you know, I've heard also people just good health, perfect health, way healthier than I am, way athletic than I am, way more athletic than I am, drop dead, man, drop dead out of nowhere. And they were younger than me. Some of them are younger than me. See what I'm saying? It's, man, you never know, man. It's another reason for you to travel, another reason for you to see the world. You're not supposed to get stuck here. You know, you're in America, man. You really gotta see the world, man. You at least go to freaking South America. Go see the pyramids in Mexico. And go see the megaliths in Mexico. Go see what's left of them out there. Or in Bolivia, you know, go to Pumapunku or something like that. And there was what's really weird about that Bolivia thing is, I'll tell you something interesting about that, okay? So Pumapunku, okay, I got interested on those megalithic things when the Asian astronaut history show popped up, you know, early, like 2012 or something like that, 2010, 2012 or something like that. So I learned about this Pumapunk place in Bolivia, right? So it was on the top. It's on the top of the mountain, and people are wondering like, how the hell did all these people, how the hell did these people bring this freaking megaliths out here, like big ass stones weighing several tons of stones, carve them flat as a fucking, flat as a paper, okay? Some of them drilled, some of them there's like holes, like small skinny holes, like drilled, between the H blocks, okay? How can they have brought that up there? And then there was a guy, I was watching like just a random video. It was like a local from Bolivia, and the video was translated, okay? And this is what's weird about it. I was watching it, okay? And then I went to check it like the next day, and the next day it was deleted. The video is fucking deleted like this. And what did that video say? What was the translation on the video? Because it was in Spanish, and so the local, of Bolivia, it was like somebody who lives in Bolivia, was talking about folk tales about how that place was built. And you know what he said? He said that when the older people, like something like 85 years old or 90 years old, when that video was made, what they told him was because he said he asked when he was young, like, how the hell did those heavy things like get up there, right? So he says, as a kid, I was curious, I want to know. And he said that those older gentlemen, they told him that in the past, that place was built by really large beings, okay, like really big people. So and what happened was they messed up. He said they messed up, and then he says it was built in like one night, like in one day. And then the builders were like disappointed on their building, like they like they got pissed off and they got angry and they just left, So they left it unfinished. It was unfinished, okay? It was never finished. It was unfinished. And then the flood came in, and that's why there's like mud everywhere and stuff like that. So whether it is true, whether it is real or not, okay, it was the story that was coming from, he says it was like it was passed, through verbal, stories. Verbally, it wasn't written on any text or anything. It was, tales that was told by the old native people of Bolivia. So that's how where he got the story from. And what's really weird about this is the video. I could not find that video anywhere anymore. The next day, I tried to find it the next day to show one of my friends here in California, and the video is like this. It's gone, bro. I'm not lying to you. I'm not lying to you, man. It's freaking gone. It was in Spanish, and then it was translated in English, okay? Just like subtitles, somebody translated to English. And it was accurate because I understand Spanish, okay? What he was saying is exactly what it was being said in the video, right? That's pretty weird, man. That's pretty weird, And it kind of like reminds me of, we have no problems believing in like dinosaurs and shit like that, right? Like large reptiles in the past. So, but we have a problem believing in large beings, large humans or humanoids in the past, because we don't have the bones for them, okay? The Smithsonian, every time they recover a large, gigantic bone, the Smithsonian Museum takes it, curates it or something, and then it disappears. They ask them what happened to the bone. It's gone. They say it's gone. Somebody stole it. Oh, it's gone. You can't find it. Oh. There's many cases of that, and there's solid evidence saying that the Smithsonian is hiding this shit, man. These fucking bones, So you tell me this is a hoax? Go check check the sources, man. Check my sources online, you know. Look up Smithsonian hiding bones, man. Hiding freaking bones, you know. Hiding evidence and shit. And I believe the Smithsonian is owned by Masons, okay? So I'm not surprised. I am not freaking surprised about that happening, okay? The Masons, you know, America is about secrecy. America is a female, man. So females hide secrets, okay? There you go. I'm not bullshitting you. This is true, man. That's it for this video. Peace out.